Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning Nazir, page 38, which, upon learning this particular page, I'm reminded of the famous words of a song, a bottle of red, a bottle of white. And this actually is brought down here, that when it comes to a measurement called a revius, there are 5 things which are red, and there are 5 different cases in which are white. What does this mean? So when it comes to things which are red, namely blood or wine, those things are somehow, there's 5 different cases in which we find the measurement is this measurement called a revius. And also when it comes to white, namely things which are clear, like water or oil, there's 5 different things as well. And then the Talmud even gives a further mnemonic to be able to cause a person to remember it. And this is, again, the idea behind when a person is learning. We have to remember that this is officially, Talmud is Torah Sheba'al Peh. This is oral tradition. Now, it's brought down in Tractate Gittin and Rashi that because there's so much knowledge here, there's so much information, it had to be written down, because if it wasn't written down, it would have been forgotten. But the truth is, this is considered to be the oral tradition. So how is it possible that people would remember all this stuff? And the reason, in a way, that they did it is they used to have all these different, sometimes cute ways of remembering it. Sometimes having a string of sentences in which each word represented a different case, which is brought down here as well. But again, if one can know that there's 5 cases in which this measurement of a revius is for something red, and there's 5 cases for something white, then it's a way for us to be able to remember it and memorize. Now, even though based on common core curriculum, we don't find very often that which was done very much so in my generation, which was memorization, memorizing the presidents, memorizing the states, memorizing the multiplication tables. These were all things that were continuously done. And the idea behind that was that if a person has it in your head, and sometimes even, let's say, with a song, it's a way that you'll always remember it, and therefore you'll be able to carry it with you. And although, for whatever reason, this is not something which is as done in the school systems, whether it makes sense, maybe they should do it, that's a whole other discussion. But we do see in the Talmud that they're constantly creating different strategies and different ways to be able to memorize, to be able to think of certain concepts which are seemingly unrelated, but to link them all together. And that is an important thing for us as well, that when it comes to learning, and sometimes it becomes so overwhelming, and because of that, we should try to also come up with our own devices, our own strategies of being able to retain the information that we have. And one way that it is done, as is brought down in the Talmud, is review. When a person continues to study the subject matter over and over, instead of just glossing over it and forgetting about it, if a person is continuously reviewing that which they've studied, then there's a greater chance that they will retain that knowledge. And again, this is the reason why the Talmud is so careful, especially here as well, to make sure that a person will always remember it, just like a song, which a person will never forget, a bottle of red, a bottle of white.